okay, so you want to like really get something, right? Like you want to really understand something complex.
Yeah.
But without like going through all the stuff, right?
Yeah, totally.
You want those key takeaways.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You want to get to the heart of it.
That's what we're doing today.
Yeah.
For you.
Absolutely.
We are diving into a literary titan, Fyodor Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment.
Oh, it's a big one.
It's a big one.
Oh.
It is. And this isn't just your average, crime story, is it?
No, it's so much more than that.
No,
it really gets into like the human psyche.
Right.
Our moral compass. What happens when that needle starts spinning wildly, you know?
Yes.
I think of it kind of like a psychological thriller, but wrapped in a philosophical debate.
Yes. Precisely.
All those things.
And we've sifted through, some really rich material for you.
Yeah.
Excerpts from like a really detailed analysis.
Absolutely.
And a truly illuminating book review.
Very helpful.
Yes. Our mission here, right?
Yeah.
Our mission is to extract those core insights.
Yes.
The things that make this novel so powerful, so relevant, even today. So let's dive right in, shall we?
Let's go.
At the heart of it all, you have this fascinating, troubled figure, Rodion Raskolnikov.
Raskolnikov, yeah.
Right.
What a character,
What a character. He's a former student.
Yeah.
Who commits this horrific act, right? The murder of a pawnbroker, driven by this really unsettling theory.
It's a crazy theory.
It's wild.
And I think for you, the listener, this idea that some extraordinary individuals are above morality.
Right.
If their actions serve some perceived greater purpose.
Yes.
That is the justification. And that's his immediate undoing too. That's the thing.
It sends shivers down your spine, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah.
And what Dostoevsky does so brilliantly is throw us head first into like the turmoil of his mind.
Totally.
We witness that initial arrogance, this conviction of his own exceptionalism.
Yeah.
But almost instantly you see it start to crack.
Oh yeah, right away.
Right away.
Yeah.
And then the crushing weight of guilt and despair starts to consume him.
It's heavy stuff,
It is heavy.
It's so heavy.
So heavy.
But what's really captivating here, I think, for you following along, is that he has this internal battle going on.
Right.
Right. Our sources really highlighted these contradictory forces at play within him.
Yeah.
So he's desperately trying to rationalize this crime to fit it within this theory,
Right.
But deep down, there's this persistent sense of I did something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it leads to a huge alienation from everyone around him, but tragically, from himself. That's the worst.
Yeah, that's the worst part of it. It's like witnessing a slow motion psychological breakdown, isn't it? But happening entirely within the confines of one man's mind.
Oh.
And that's, it really taps into that fundamental human curiosity.
Totally. Yeah.
That desire to understand, the dark corners of the psyche.
Absolutely.
What drives somebody to this?
To this extreme.
Yeah. And then what happens,
What happens after?
What happens in the aftermath?
Totally. And the novel really takes a turn, after the murder itself. It's almost like the crime is the catalyst for the real story, which is the psychological fallout.
Yes.
That's the meat of it.
Right.
And both of our sources emphasize this really crucial point, and I think this is big for you. The true punishment isn't external.
Right.
It's the relentless torment he inflicts upon himself.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. The review we examined specifically points out that Raskolnikov, he doesn't experience any sense of liberation or freedom.
No.
After the act. Instead, he's utterly consumed by this suffocating guilt.
Yeah.
This creeping paranoia.
Yes.
That feels like it's just closing in on him.
Yeah, totally. Totally. From all sides.
From all sides.
Yeah.
It's like he's surrounded by it.
He can't escape it. No matter where he goes, it's there.
Right.
It's
inescapable.
And the analysis we looked at goes even deeper into this, noting how Dostoevsky really charts out his psychological disintegration.
Yes.
And it's almost unbearable, I think, for the reader at times. And I think that's deliberate. You're meant to feel it, you know?
You're meant to feel it. Yeah.
You're meant to feel that pressure.
That pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which naturally leads us to these enormous fundamental questions that the book grapples with.
Oh, huge.
Huge, right?
Yeah.
Morality.
Morality.
The very definition of justice.
Right.
And the possibility of redemption.
Right.
It's all interwoven throughout the narrative.
It all ties in, you know, it's all connected.
Yeah.
And this raises a crucial question, I think, for you to consider. Like, where does true punishment actually originate?
Right.
And both of our sources converge on this idea. It's not about legal repercussions or societal condemnation. It's this internal reckoning,
Yes.
this nagging of the conscience.
Yeah, it never stops.
That never stops. No, that's the true punishment, you know?
It's the worst kind.
It is.
And then you have this powerful theme of redemption.
Right.
Which is so intricately linked to the role of Orthodox Christianity within the novel, particularly through the character of Sonia Marmeladova.
Yeah, Sonia.
Right.
You know, what's interesting for you to observe here is that suffering is presented not just as a consequence, but as a potential pathway
Yes.
towards redemption.
Yeah.
And Sonia, with her unwavering faith, you know,
Yes.
her profound compassion,
Yes.
she emerges as this significant figure
Yes.
in Raskolnikov's, you know, arduous journey.
Yeah.
It really compels you to reflect on what true atonement might actually entail.
Yes. It ventures into some profound philosophical and ethical territory.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I know, many of you listening really find engaging.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
But it's not just an abstract philosophical treatise, is it?
No.
Yeah.
It's really grounded. Yeah.
It's grounded.
Yeah.
It's embedded in a very specific historical and social context.
It's 19th century St. Petersburg.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
19th century St. Petersburg comes alive in this novel.
It does. It totally does.
The crushing poverty.
The poverty.
The stark divide between social classes. The sense of urban decay. It's not merely a backdrop.
No.
It almost functions as, like, another character.
Right, like another oppressive character.
Yes, exactly. Another oppressive character in the unfolding drama.
Yeah, absolutely.
The analysis that we delved into made this really strong point, and I think this is important for you to understand, that these grim social conditions, they really contribute to Raskolnikov's desperation.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
They play a huge role.
Yeah. Not in any way excusing his actions.
No, of course not.
But it provides crucial context.
Yes.
For his state of mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And the sources also underscore for you the damaging effects of poverty on the human psyche. Yeah. It's just this raw portrayal, and it adds like another layer to understanding his motivations.
Yes.
His alienation and ultimately his collapse.
And it's certainly not a simplistic tale of like clear-cut good versus evil, is it?
No, not at all.
No. Dostoevsky, he's constantly probing at these murky areas.
Yeah.
In between,
Totally.
Suggesting that those boundaries aren't always so sharply defined.
Yeah, he really blurs the lines.
Yeah,
right.
He really makes you think about like what is good, what is bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The analysis touches on this for you, noting that even someone who commits an act as reprehensible as murder is still capable of, profound inner suffering. Right. And yearning for redemption. Yeah.
It really complicates our understanding of human nature, I think.
It challenges you. It challenges you to look beyond, these easy binaries.
For sure.
Right. Now, we've spent a lot of time focusing on Raskolnikov, of course.
Right. He's the central figure.
Because he is the central figure.
Yeah.
But the novel is populated with these really compelling and multifaceted supporting characters.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Sonia, of course, is one.
Right.
But then there's also the formidable Porfiry Petrovich.
Porfiry! Oh, he's so good. Yeah. He's such a good character.
Such a good character.
The sources describe him as this, astute, insightful investigator. And it's not just a physical pursuit, Right. It's this psychological cat and mouse game that he plays with Raskolnikov. And he has such a deep understanding of the burden of this crime.
Yes, he does.
I know.
He really does. And the analysis that we examined highlights how these key characters, Sonia, Porfiry, they really deepen our understanding of that complex society.
They do, yeah.
That the novel depicts.
They really do. They offer these alternative perspectives, you know?
Yes.
On morality, on the nature of suffering, on the intricacies of justice. It's like this tapestry, you know?
Yes.
You know, it's so much richer, you know, than if it was just Raskolnikov alone.
Yes, absolutely. Now, for those of you listening who haven't yet had the chance to read the book, I think it's worth just touching briefly on Dostoevsky's writing style itself.
Right. Yeah.
Right? It's not exactly like a light and breezy read, is it?
No, it's not a beach read.
No.
You know, this is something you really gotta, like, you know, sit down with.
Yes.
And wrestle with.
Wrestle with.
Yeah. Both sources emphasize the intense psychological focus.
Yes.
The profound depth, that unease, that tension, you know?
Yes.
And the review we consulted specifically drew attention to his use of stream of consciousness, you know?
Yes.
Which really puts you in Raskolnikov's mind.
Yes.
You know?
It's like you're there.
Like you are in there with him, experiencing those feelings.
Feeling that anxiety.
That anxiety, a paranoia, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost visceral.
The analysis also points out, for you, the deliberate and often relentless pacing of the novel. It's not like a fast-paced thriller.
No.
Right?
It's slow.
It's slow.
Deliberate.
Yeah. It takes its time, allowing you, the reader, to become immersed.
Immersed, yeah.
In the intricate workings of his mind.
You really get in there.
You really get in there. And it's challenging at times.
It is.
But that's ultimately what makes the novel so impactful.
I think so too, yeah. It's part of its power.
Unforgettable.
Yeah, exactly.
And that profound impact is still keenly felt today.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, even though it was written well over a century and a half ago.
Yeah, it's timeless.
It's timeless.
Both our sources underscore its relevance.
Yes.
It deals with these huge themes.
Yes.
Morality, justice, redemption.
Yeah.
You know?
Those are timeless.
Timeless, you know? These are things we're still grappling with.
Yes.
Today.
You know. Absolutely. The review we read pretty much encapsulates it perfectly.
Yeah.
Calling it an absolute must-read for anyone.
Anyone, yeah.
Right.
If you're interested in, you know, classic literature or psychological fiction, like, this is the book.
It's the book.
Yeah.
You have to read it. And the final verdict from the review we considered, it's that Crime and Punishment remains a gripping and profoundly thought-provoking novel, offering unparalleled psychological insight, establishing it as one of the undisputed masterpieces of world literature.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
For you to discover.
Yeah.
Right. A true testament to Dostoevsky's genius.
For sure.
So when you embark on reading Crime and Punishment, you're not simply engaging with, like, a story about a crime.
No.
Right.
It's so much more.
It's so much more. You're undertaking a deep exploration into the human condition itself. You're delving into the complexities of the mind, the weight of conscience, the ongoing search for meaning, and perhaps redemption in a world that is undeniably flawed.
Absolutely. It's all there. You know, and it really makes you think about how these societal pressures, our own beliefs, all clash and shape our understanding of right and wrong.
Yes. And on that profound note, I want to leave you with this thought for you to ponder further. What specific aspects of Raskolnikov's internal struggle resonate most powerfully in our own world today?
Oh, good question.
Right. Where individual convictions collide with these established social norms.
Yeah, that's the question.
It's a question worth contemplating long after you've reached the final thought-provoking page.
It really is.
So,
yeah.
Until next time.
Until next time.